I mean, that's just such a stupid question. I mean, every game that you want to win, bro. Like, there's no added anything. Like, every game you want to go out there and win. It doesn't matter where, if it's at home or away. Like, off that question is stupidity to me. Every game you go out there, you want to win. You want to compete at the highest level, and obviously we didn't do that. And next game's our next game, and that's all we're focusing on is getting a win.
Stephen A.
First of all, it wasn't a stupid question. When you're in the media, sometimes it's you can surmise anything, but how you answer the question may be totally different than the person right next to you. Somebody else might say, we damn well better win Game 6 because we don't want to go back for Game 7. And that's the headline you're looking for. Or you might say, it don't matter. It's a 7-game series. I promise you, we got 2 games to win 1. We going to get one of them. Any kind of a quote. That's Josh Hart reacting because Josh Hart obviously was not happy that they lost this game. Fair enough. There's a level of urgency, and I hope that he has that kind of attitude and he brings it to Game 6. He got obviously, you saw the blood coming from his face. That was great. That was accidental. I don't think that was on purpose at all. But I'm just saying, it's a physical game. That's right up Josh Hart's alley.
Yes.
I mean, that brother's a rough rider. Yes. So, okay, this is the kind of game they want to play. You down for it? Are your troops down for it? Are they down for it? We have no reason to believe Jaylen Brunson's not going to be down for it. We know we can believe in that, brother. What about the rest of y'all? OG, this is a type of game as well. It's a big boy. I don't know if people realize how big OG is. I mean, OG is not. This ain't a noodle. You understand what I'm saying? This is a big bull. You understand? This is what he's built for. Mikal Bridges, Karl Anthony Towns, what's up? I mean, it's time to show up, and and this is another thing, too. I want to say this. The biggest reason I feel, first of all, is 2 reasons. Number one, I think the Knicks got to win Game 6 because I'm not confident they would win Game 7 if they lose Game 6, with Boston going back to Boston with that momentum. Number 2, I don't like the fact that they didn't win last night because Indiana's waiting.
That part.
And I'm of the mindset that if the New York Knicks get pushed to a Game 7, I'm not giving the Knicks that big of a chance to beat Indiana, even if they won a Game 7. You got to finish this job. Indiana is younger. They're deeper. They're exceptionally well coached. No matter what we say, listen, I think Tom Thibodeau is a great coach, and I appreciate what he has done for the New York Knicks franchise. I truly, truly do. But if there's one criticism I've had of him for years, is always the absence of depth. Coaches are supposed to spend, tell me if I'm wrong, UD, tell me if I'm wrong, Eminem. Coaches are supposed to spend at least the first half of the season really trying to develop guys to make sure you got people you can rely upon on your bench. And I never feel that way about Tom Thibodeau. So you got your 5, and you reluctantly go to 6. Desperately go to 7. All right? Boston don't have that problem. Indiana doesn't have that problem. You got to end this now. Now. That's where I'm at with it. I understand where Josh Hart's coming from, but Josh Hart knows what time it is. Y'all better win Friday night.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, I know what you're supposed to say. I know what you're going to say. I've been in that situation as a player. But like my mother used to say and Aretha Franklin say, ain't no way. Ain't no way you ain't worried about what's going on.
That's right.
You got to figure out a way to create that same sense of desperation that Boston is coming to play with.
Well, yeah.
And as a leader, Josh Hart, you're the guy that's about that.
Yes.
You got to figure out how to have enough heart for everybody. You got to make sure they about that.
That's right.
The desperation, I believe, will be there in Game 6. And I understand, having worked with this team all season, I understand where Josh is coming from because you don't ever set out to lose any single game, right? So every game is a must-win. And you're right. I say he's frustrated. He actually played terrific. Knocked down 5 threes. Like, that's a game you're supposed to get in terms of Josh Hart shooting the ball that way. But I do think that there's going to be the necessary sense of urgency on Friday night. You do have 2 to get 1, technically. But after Game 3, we heard a lot from these guys. Jaylen Brunson used the phrase subliminally satisfied. And I think the same thing happened last night. And I have to give Boston their credit. You expect a rally around Jason Tatum. You expect these guys who have championship DNA to rise to the occasion. But Friday night, that's the night for this series and for the future of the rest of the season. I'm with you.
All right, tell me, what do you feel like Jaylen Brown proved last night, Stephen A?
Earned his money.
Yes, sir.
Earned his money. Reminded us of who the hell he is. from the standpoint that, you get $300 million plus contract. This is a dude that religiously averages over 20 a game, playing a secondary role to Jason Tatum. But after the departure of Marcus Smart a couple of years ago in a deal that ultimately ended up bringing Porzingis to Boston and sent Marcus Smart to Memphis, it was one of those situations where you knew that they would be devoid of leadership verbally. And Jaylen Brown took that bull by the horn last year, took that leadership role and helped propel the Boston Celtics to a championship. And this year, because of what happened with Jason Tatum in the Olympics when Steve Kerr didn't play him, we were so focused on watching Jason Tatum and what he was doing en route to averaging 27 a game, being an all-star again, all of this other stuff. We was like, okay, what's he going to do coming postseason? We forgot what Jaylen Brown can do and usually does. And now with him as the number one option, he went out there last night, and I'm watching him. He was defending full court all night long. He had the ball in his hands. He was running the offense. He was creating plays, creating open shots for Pritchard, creating open shots for Derek White, creating open shots for others. And on top of it all, getting his buckets whenever he wanted to.
Yeah, he was.
Bully ball, pulling up in the lane. Yeah, like, listen, when cats were shorter than him, he treated you like it. If you were bigger and slower, he treated you like that. Long range, short range, to the back, it didn't matter. Jaylen Brown is that dude. And I have no doubt that tomorrow night he's going to show up. Who's going to show up with him remains to be seen. But I do think the time has come to stop doubting him. In Game 7 against Miami, when Tatum went down in the Eastern Conference Finals a couple of years ago, Jaylen Brown had an opportunity to make that his moment and came up short. And ever since then, he appears fixated on making sure that didn't happen again, and he's done it.
Yeah.
So now the New York Knicks are going to have that to concern themselves with.
I mean, yeah, I think he showed that he's the heart and soul of this team. Not just the second best player. I think he showed he's the heart and soul of this team. I think the way they rallied around him, the way they came out and played, I think they understood the assignment wholeheartedly. I think he was the guy delivering the message. Set the tone defensively. Offensively, I'm going to get down and I'm going to make sure if I get in the paint, I'm going to spray if I can. If I don't, I'm going to go up and go strong. So for me, he's the guy who they follow. He's the guy who's their leader. He's not their best player, but I think he's their heart and soul and their heartbeat, and you can't win without
We have to
him
go to break.
playing
I just want to make sure, get consensus on this, so it's not a foregone conclusion that the Knicks are winning this series without Tatum.
At this point, no.
Okay.
No,
It is
All
not.
right.
No.
We'll leave it there. When we come back on First Take, so much more on the Knicks getting blown out in Game 5. If the Celtics win Game 6, will they win the series? Stephen A., cover your ears. That's tomorrow in New York. The NFL finally released their full
Ở nhà vẫn còn nước này, còn kẹo ở nhà này, không ăn trực tiếp đâu.
Anh không cho nhắn đôi đi. Xin chào các bạn, mọi người đã quay trở lại với kênh của mình. Hôm nay mình sẽ tiếp tục hướng dẫn các bạn làm vòng với tiêu đề là màu đỏ đi.
Anh em thì cần sớm ăn thì anh em thì cần sớm ăn.